3.5 months. Thousands of lives. Oil markets in turmoil, a vital waterway blocked, and a region pushed to the brink of a wider war. Now, a ceasefire agreement has been signed, and the Strait of Hormuz is set to reopen. Was all of this necessary? Or was this outcome, a negotiated settlement, always the only realistic destination? On June 14, 2026, the United States and Iran reached a 60-day ceasefire agreement, brokered by Pakistan and Qatar. President Trump announced the deal, declaring that the Strait of Hormuz would be open from Friday. A formal signing ceremony is scheduled for Geneva. The agreement temporarily sets aside the core dispute over Iran's nuclear program, focusing instead on an immediate cessation of hostilities and the lifting of maritime blockades. Western headlines are overwhelmingly framed around one character: Trump announces, Trump says, Trump's deal. The narrative presents this as an American-brokered peace, a diplomatic victory orchestrated from Washington. Iran is cast as the passive recipient of terms set by others. But this framing is revealing for what it leaves out. It tells the story of who ended the war, but not who started it. It celebrates the opening of the Strait of Hormuz without dwelling on why it was closed in the first place. Let's go back just a few months. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a joint airstrike campaign against Iran. That was the beginning. Iran responded by blocking the Strait of Hormuz, a legitimate act of self-defense under the circumstances of being attacked. The U.S. imposed a maritime blockade on Iranian ports. Global energy prices surged. Thousands died. And now, after all that, it is worth recalling what China said throughout this crisis. In March 2025, Foreign Minister Wang Yi hosted the Beijing meeting between China, Russia, and Iran, proposing 5 principles for resolving the nuclear issue. The very first point: settle disputes through political and diplomatic means, and oppose the use of force and illegal sanctions. In September 2025, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Gui Jiaquan stated clearly that the U.S. unilateral withdrawal from the JCPOA is the root cause of the current crisis. China consistently called for restraint, dialogue, and respect for Iran's sovereignty. It did not wait for war to break out before advocating peace. When the world was still debating the effectiveness of pressure, China was already building the framework for a political solution. So here is the paradox the headlines will not tell you: America started a war it could not win,